beautiful Starlight Tribe, and welcome to Magic Month of August. Just covering the radiator. It's like, isn't it pretty? So welcome to Magic Month of August. For those of you that have not met me before, my name is Karila, and I'm from the Starlight Temple, which is a company that does all sorts of courses and ceremony and travel adventures that are about using channeled and spiritual tools to become more empowered and to live more of your truth and your light and your path and your greatest possible destiny. Magic Month is a energy forecast, so it uses channeled guidance, astrological forecasts, energy forecasts to give you an overview of what to expect with the month ahead, and then you can use that information to basically align, so to have the most aligned, most possible month you can. So you know the right times to manifest, the right times to heal. You understand the ascension and energetic processes that you are living in. And for me, Magic Month is really, really helpful. It's really, really powerful for me personally. I'm always so grateful. I know what is going on in the cosmos and what is going on in terms of ascension, because it always makes so much sense as I'm trying to live my life and manifestations in the month. And I'm really, I think I say this every Magic Month, but I'm really excited to share forecast for August, because the forecast for August is epic. The forecast for August is like, it's going to be one of the most important months ever in our lifetimes. I really believe that. In terms of what my guides are saying about the potential of what can happen energetically, astrologically, in terms of getting into Aquaria, in terms of getting on to the greatest possible timeline, August is that. And of course, any month that is like that, any month that holds that much potential, it also comes with a huge amount of energy. Maybe you'd call that energy challenge, but it's a very, very, very important month to know the forecast for, especially if you want to get the greatest possible opportunities out of it. And so it is with great, 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 great reverence in my heart that I open Magic Month. And it's so nice to see so many of you here that I know, and so nice to see new faces as well. And I'd like to begin with a meditation that just brings us into energetic circle. And so when you're ready, closing your eyes. And as you close your eyes, invite yourself to drop towards the parts of you that are space. To drop into the parts of you that are stillness. To drop through the parts of you that are silent. connect to your sense, inner sense of you in the world. And to drop into the pure love, the innocent, ancient love that is underneath your space, your silence, your stillness, even your sense. Just allow yourself to be in this love. This love that is of something so much more than even life. It is not of this world. That is of that which is beyond. Maybe you will have a sense of this love as the cosmos inside of you. And just let that love vibrate into any contractions, into any stories, into any identities. And are not feeling good, and are not feeling right for you. As you feel a column of light from the center of the universe pouring down into your energy field, instantly and consistently raising your vibration as this light travels down through you into the heart of Mother Gaia. And it bounces off the heart of Mother Gaia and travel back up into the heart of Source. And notice that in this column of light, all that is beyond this love, this cosmic love, so your aura, your body, your thoughts, all of the inner energies in this light, and just become reflections of that love. Anything that is not a reflection of that love just evaporates. As you feel your auric field being sealed from top to bottom in white and golden light, so that only love and light can enter into your energy. And a foot away, From the edge of your aura, feel the rainbow fires wrapping around your energy. Know that you are divinely protected. As that golden chamber of light is initiated around your energy fields now. Assisting all that you are in becoming more golden. And this light that gently permeates into your energy. Will be assisting the enhancement of this experience of being cosmic love. And all that you are being a reflection of that cosmic love. And breathing in love. And breathing out gratitude. Breathing in love. And breathing out gratitude, noticing how you're feeling, and when you're ready, opening your eyes and coming into the room. So I'd love to hear from any of you about how you're feeling after that meditation. Please, if you're listening live, do use the chat box to co-create this webinar, to share your own guidance, to share your own insights about what you are feeling. I'm feeling very, very harmonized and peaceful. And this is one of the pieces of guidance that I'm really getting about August. Because August has so much magnetic potential and cosmic alignment into potential. Potential energy is an energy that creates a great amount of chaos. And so expect there to be emotional chaos, societal chaos, energies of chaos. But understand that whenever we are experiencing something, we're experiencing it because its polarity is within us. And so if the chaos is overwhelming, what you really need to do is swing into the polarity, which is maybe this stillness, spaciousness, silence, love, sense that is within us. And in fact, this is something really great that you can do this August. I've actually got quite a lot of practical advice to give you. So, because August is really, really, really important. And I know that Starlight is somewhat known for being out there, but this time I'm going to go really out there, yeah? Because I cannot explain what is cosmically and astrologically and spiritually going on without going really out there. But I will weave it into the forecast as much as I can. One of the things that my guides have been working on forever, for like 7 years, a particular collective consciousness wound is having one of the biggest completion moments of its journey in August. And I really feel like this is going to change everything as we know it. And it might not be straight away, but I think you will think back to this magic month. And many of you will have heard me and maybe others speaking about this sense that there is a timeline split going on, and that really what I understand about a timeline split is that actually it's that a timeline split is when paradigms are created. And so there is a timeline split happening in our consciousness. Maybe that's the best way to describe it. But two paradigms are being created, and August is a month where astrologically, energy-wise, ascension-wise, everything is aligned for that to actually happen. And this collective wound that is realigning, because that's what happens with wounds, is going to create a magnetic wave that actually helps with that paradigm split. And the law of free will means that we, this month is about us really choosing what we want. It's about us choosing the timeline that we want, the timeline that we want for humanity, the timeline that we want for Earth. And so this is why, because it's kind of actually happening on one level, this is why there's lots of guidance and stuff coming through. And so to begin with the forecast, and I will try and explain more as we go along, but to begin with the forecast, the month of August has a lot of big planets in retrograde when we begin. So we've already got Jupiter and Saturn and Pluto in retrograde, Chiron, and an asteroid I've never heard of, which I'm not even sure I know how to pronounce, but it's Chariklo, who is the wife of Chiron. They're both in retrograde. I only found out about her the other day. She represents graceful boundaries, and kind of the gentle enforcement, our healing that happens through our boundaries. And so they're both in retrograde as well. And Eris, not Aries, Eris is in retrograde. And Eris is really important in August as well. So we've got these big players, retrograding is when a planet appears as if it's moving the opposite direction from normal in the sky. But what it means is that it's like the currents of consciousness that it controls are flowing inwardly. So, Jupiter's about path and abundance. And when it's about retrograde, it's about finding that stuff within ourselves. Saturn is about law, order, and karma. So it's about finding kind of our own truth. Pluto is about death and rebirth. So when Pluto's retrograde, it's about inner transformation. Chiron's about the wounded healer, which to me, Chiron, and I'm going to call Chiron's wife, is about humanity, because the wounded healer is really what us humans are all about at this stage. And so there's a lot of kind of going inward energy, which whenever there's a lot of planets in retrograde, it means that incredible amounts of transformation and healing and change can happen. It's an amazing time. And yes, like you say, Claire, old wounds coming up. It's an amazing time to be doing inner work, shadow work, healing work, and ultimately transformation work, like becoming the change within yourself. So Chiron went retrograde last month on the 15th of July. and Chiron's wife went retrograde on the 8th of May. And I think the 8th of May, if you think of May, you know, that represented a huge kind of shift in the collective consciousness, and themes around boundaries, around our freedom, basically started to come up around then. And interestingly, Chiron's wife has moved this year into Aquarius. Chiron's in Aries. And so we're really seeing, you know, the wounds around leadership with Chiron in Aries. And it feels like the wife moving into Aquarius, when you hear the rest of the forecast, is just so significant. It's like the healing is going to happen as the feminine moves into Aquarius, whether you are male or female or priesty this month. And normally August is quite a masculine month, but this month is all about the feminine and the new feminine. Like on a spiritual, astrological level, this month is so about the new feminine. and that's why I wanted to share about kind of these two asteroids that to me represent the human journey. And really what Chiron is about, and Chiron's wife, is about our ability to take our wounds and pay points and turn them into sources of power and sources of capability, because that is the greatest human gift there is. And this happens for me with this move of the feminine into everything that Aquarius means. And so then we have Lammas, and on that, Lammas is on the 1st of the month. Lammas is one of my most favorite festivals of the wheel of the year. Lammas is the point between the summer solstice and the autumn equinox, and it's really the season of the harvest. So it is all about abundance and kind of collecting. It's the beginning of the harvest, so it's about collecting what you've learned in the last year and beginning to let it bloom and fruit. And it's a really good time to do manifestations for abundance, ceremonies for abundance. I probably will be doing something live on Starlight Temple's Facebook group for that, in conjunction with all of this light work and things that are going to happen. And then and so that's on the 1st. And why this Lammas is particularly important is because I feel like it aligns with a load of things happening on the next day of Lammas, because Lammas is kind of 1st, 2nd of August, which is when the asteroid Juno goes direct. And Juno is, she's like the queen of heaven, but she's also the kind of goddess that represents money and abundance. In fact, the root word of money is Manita. It means it's the sun. Manita is one of the surnames of goddess Juno, and it literally translates as watched over by the goddess. And at the same time, Venus, which is like, you know, Venus represents our sexual energy, and this particularly our feminine sexual love energy, is trine with Uranus. And Uranus is all about revolution and change. And so this is about kind of a like tantric, you know, these alignments on Lammas are like the feminine reclaiming the ways of abundance, the harvests of abundance. And why this is so important is because the guidance I've had is that really, you know, one of the collective wounds that we have been healing karmically for the last 7 years, that some of you will know, Starlight's done so much, so many ceremonies, so much shadow work on. One of the big wounds has been a wound from the end of the fall of Atlantis, where the kind of power was taken out of the women's wombs. And part of this power was the Amrita, which is the, you know, the pure abundance, like the ability to create abundance out of nothing. And wherever that is, that's where the central power point is. That's where the central control is. And of course, it's been in you know, the patriarchy in Pisces. And my guidance is that August, you know, that the Amrita is returning to the feminine for the age of Aquarius. It's moving out of the age of Pisces. And so that Amrita, this power, this leadership of the abundance, if that makes sense, laws of the abundance, is returning to the feminine way, out of the masculine way, and it back into the cyclical feminine way. And it's happening on a physical level and on a emotional level and on a societal level, and, you know, on a cosmic level. That's why we've got these things happening in the sky at the start of August. They're setting the scene for August. And so this is, you know, whether you are male, female, or priestly, call your power and your magic and your abundance back into your body, you know, and out of systems that you don't believe in and you don't agree with. And really that's going to be amplified. So like any kind of choice work you can do, like power of the free will work you can do this August is amazing, because, you know, we have that as a beginning. And then on the 6th of August, we have the Sun square Uranus, and the Sun really represents truth and Uranus represents revolution. Time for us to shine our energy into what we believe in, and also pull our energy out of what we don't believe in. Because this, what I've seen about this Amrita return is it's like going to create whole magnetic waves of change. So we might as well align with them. We might as well work with them. And that really opens, you know, that kind of opens the pinnacle moment of the Lion's Gateway. The Lion's Gateway is actually several weeks long. But the day that it's always celebrated is the 8th of August. And the Lion's Gateway is kind of known as the Cosmic New Year. It's called the Lion's Gateway because it happens in the constellation of Leo. And it's when Sirius, which is considered the spiritual sun in our sky, rises before our sun. And like, honestly, there are so many temples built for the Lion's Gateway. The pyramids in Egypt are built for the Lion's Gateway. It's like the big spiritual new year. It's when it's like the start of our spiritual or our higher self or our greatest possible potential cycle of the year. It's an amazing time to connect to your higher self. It is an essential time to be in ceremony. I cannot express, especially I would say that every year with the Lion's Gateway, but this one, please be in ceremony, because when we are in ceremony, we are in our God force. Humans, when they're together, are in their God force. They're in their higher self. And I don't know if any of you have noticed this now, but like really, 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 when you're in circle now, it's like the vibration is getting so strong. Aquaria and Ascension is genuinely happening now. And so it's like, and this day, it's like, if you imagine the whole of the cosmos is celebrating the Lion's Gateway, it's like you're aligned with all of the different aspects of your higher self. It happens on the 8th of the 8th, which is like the DNA activation symbol. And so it's a chance to upgrade your DNA into more of your true self, into more of your higher self. And, you know, this is what I mean about August being so feminine. It's not just the Lion's Gate. It's the new moon. It's the new moon in Leo on the same day. And, you know, the moon really is the one that represents the feminine. And so, and the new moon is square with Uranus that represents that is about revolution. So it's like, the map of the sky is going, okay, this is the revolution of the new feminine template. This is the beginning. This is the birth. And really, 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 what my guides are saying about this is they are saying that the greatest possible timeline for humanity is going to be magnetically available to us on the Lion's Gateway. So whatever you have to do, do not do it and be in ceremony. Like, this is a soul moment. Does that make sense? It's like the greatest possible timeline. And everything is possible at this moment in time. Like, there is so much chaos energy because this month has so much feminine power in it. And feminine power is that like creational chaos energy. And so what you choose counts, especially when like the magnetics, like the Lion's Gateway is like a new moon portal. And it's a portal to the greatest possible moment, the greatest possible potential of everything that is happening in our lives right now. So it is the most powerful day we can manifest. It is the most powerful day we can activate and initiate because it's available to us. And we should all be trying to get onto that timeline in ourselves, whatever we have to do. Let's just get to that timeline, please. And so it's a massive time of new beginnings, which means it's going to be purgy because everything you're not meant to be taking through that portal is also going to be coming up. But there was I was listening to a really great piece of astrology that was talking about how the shadow of Aquarius is really what we're seeing. It's like loads of technology and loads of kind of almost technology ruling, and then not being maybe a sense of humanity so much, and that means that it's medicine. What the astrologer was saying was that it's medicine is the polarity which is in Leo, because Leo is all about like the heart and all about being really, really like humanistic, but confident and of the heart and really roaring with potential of love, bringing love and that kind of human heart leadership into what can kind of be perceived as kind of quite cold and technological, which is the shadow of Aquaria. And so that's why it's so perfect that this is happening on the Lion's Gateway. It's happening on the Lion's Gateway. And, every star nation is going to be lining up on the Lion's Gateway because that's what happened. I've done ceremonies there on Lion's Gateway ceremonies, every Lion's Gateway for years, and I promise they are the most cosmic. They're the most like, whoa, multi-dimensional and cosmic, because just everything is, the planet itself is aligned. All of the dimensions are aligned. It's the spiritual solstice, it's the spiritual new year. You're aligned with your higher self, you're aligned with your soul. And this one, those parts of you and your 3D physical self, if you choose it, can align into the greatest possible timeline out of all of this chaos that is going on. And so it's such an important day to follow your heart. Do what your heart wants to do. Ceremony is anything done with intention, but do what your heart wants to do. And try and spend as much of the day in high vibrational energy and ceremony. Because I'll tell you what, because it is about polarities, the polarities at that time are going to be so strong. The polarities of the shadow of Aquarius and the polarities of that heart-led confidence of Leo on the collective, on the personal, you are going to have to. And, in a way, the medicine is confidence. And confidence is about I choose. And timelines is about I choose this reality. Even if I can't see how it's going to work, I choose it. And so that's the Lion's Gateway. And I really, really, really invite you to be in ceremony. And, after, the days after the Lions, between the 8th and the 12th is always a really powerful time. It's like, for me, it's always like this birthing time of rebirth. And of course, some of you that are following Magic Month every month will know that the Venus gate, which is so important this year because we're going from blueprint beings to becoming golden print beings in our DNA. Remember that the Lion's Gate is all about DNA. And, ascension is essentially something that happens in the heart. And what happens on the 11th, just after the Lion's Gateway, is the Venus Gate, which is when Venus and the moon meet. Moon is in charge of our blueprint, our emotional body. Venus is in charge of our gold print, our sexual energy. They meet in the sky. And this year there is this kind of opportunity to move through the gateway of ascension. Every Venus gate, each one is connected to a chakra, and it's the chakra of the heart. It's the Venus gate of compassion. And so the heart is the way, but this heart, it's the courageous heart. It's the confident heart. It's the heart that is overflowing. It's the heart that has faith. Not faith as we perceive it in Pisces, but faith as it is in Aquaria, which is about a sacred seal of protection. And so follow your hearts this month. Make this month all about alignment, because the more you're aligned, the more you're going to light up. The more you're aligned, the more you're going to magnetize with the timeline that is going to be available the whole month. It's just its pinnacle day, its pinnacle moment is the 8th. And why is this so important? Is because what I'm getting guidance about, and really, starlights, my life and work is about the collective consciousness. And I have dedicated years and hours and weeks and months and days of ceremony, of diving in to the collective consciousness and the collective shadow. And I'm telling you that I have very rarely in my life received guidance about what's going on this month in the sense of like pressing importance in the way that I have. Because I'm telling you that as that Amrita that is going to be returning to the feminine wombs, and we can call it in. And like I said, it's the feminine energetic womb. So whether you are male, female, priesty, unity, you all have feminine energy within you. And this is about, it returning out of the yang into the yin. But it's so huge. It's such an unshackling of systems that we have been enslaved to on a magnetic level, and it's happening as an unshackling, as an unraveling, as a returning. It's so huge that it's going to be the energy that causes, I believe, at least the beginning of that hair splitting, of the timeline split. So be where you want to be. Be facing all of the things you want. Be as high vibrational as possible and work on your magnetism. And my guys are going to talk, because magnetism is very, very, very important. Don't be attached to things in August. Do the work to not be attached to things. And like I said, work on the magnetism of the physical body, which we'll go into. And so Jupiter, so on the 18th, Jupiter is semi-square Chiron. So after this like heart, Venus gate, faith, upgrade of the heart, Lion's gateway, upgrade of the DNA, potential timeline, opening up, Jupiter is semi-square Chiron. So Jupiter is abundance and path, and Chiron is the wounded healer. And for me, this is an invitation for our wounds to stop getting in the way of our paths and our truths and our expression, but like our lived expression. Jupiter's kind of like expressing it by living it. And why that's so important is because the next day, on the 19th, Uranus goes retrograde. How many times have I mentioned Uranus? Uranus is one of the most important planets this month, this year, this time. Uranus is the planet of change and revolution. It's going to be retrograde until January. And so that's about, you know, when Uranus is retrograde, it's like we have inner revolutions. In a way, it's like what I feel is it's like when Uranus goes retrograde, actually we can harness the revolution, the power of revolution, and actually the choice. When we make a choice, when we execute our free will and go, I am free, I do not choose this, it becomes even more powerful because that revolution energy is inside, at the source of where everything is being created from in our realities. And then, you know, we've got the full moon on the 22nd. Now, 22nd is one of the most feminine numbers in numerology. 2 in numerology is like one of the big feminine numbers. 22nd is obviously double feminine. Full moon in Aquarius. It's that we had a full moon in Aquarius last month, so you can expect the overall tone of the month to be similar to how July has been. And July has been lush, it's been full, it's been exciting, it's been cosmic, it's been tantric, it's been quick. And honestly, August is going to feel quicker. There's so much fire energy in August. But this time it's like feminine fire energy. So it's like, whoa, lava, lava and earthquake energies. That's what it's going to be. And all of, you know, the August moon is good. It's nice. It's soft. It's at the same time, the sun is entering Virgo. So there's also this, like the truth entering the Virgin, the innocence of the feminine and the leadership of the feminine, because Virgin was about the priestesshood. This is the great feminine awakening. Again, more of the energy, you know, the Amrita is returning to the feminine. Any priestess work you can do this month, any witch work you can do this month, it's going to be so powerful. And so this is about, and you know, many of you, I know because I'm working with a lot of you, many of you are going through things like breakups and, you know, feeling like you can no longer stay in certain dynamics. And one of the things that the guides were saying to a group of people on the new moon is they were saying, sorry, not on the new moon, on the full moon, is they were saying that, you know, people are going to be angry with you, but what's actually happening is you are unshackling from the patriarchy and you're also unshackling them. So just keep unshackling, unshackle yourselves. And yeah, so this moon is an incredible time for feminine calling in of magic, for manifestation, especially feminine style manifestation. It will also show you what needs to be addressed in your life. It's a moon for illumination, and you're really going to see those magnetic forces building, you know, building up to this full moon. It's like another portal. If you imagine the Lion's Gateway is the sun portal, this is the moon portal. So it's where all of that Amrita actually starts to return. You know, the between the Lion's Gateway and the full moon is this amazing magnetic portal. So the full moon is kind of integration of everything that July, like since the eclipse window has been. You know, there's been these great bursts of freedom and expression and truth. The full moon is going to begin to integrate it and embody it. And bring us more into our power. Just in time for the 27th, where something really important is happening. So Eris, not Aries, Eris, who is like the goddess of chaos. She's called Discordia in the Romans. The Romans call her, like, she sows the discord. She sows the lessons that are like either you change or you die. She created the Trojan War. She's that goddess. She's goddess of like creative destruction, but also chaotic creation. so her and Pluto is like the death, the rebirth, the transformations. They have had they're having 5 squares. They're on a 5 square journey. And I was literally reading an article about how this astrologer was saying that she thinks that Eris and Pluto, the squares, are what have really been creating the reality that we're living in with the coronavirus and everything like that. Because the first one was January 26th, 2020. Second one was June 14th, 2020. December was the third one was the 10th of December 2020. Think of these times and how much we were being flung about into different realities around those times. And the next one, the penultimate one, is August 27th. And then the last one is October 9th. So we're also going to be seeing the kind of second last clash of what Aries and Pluto are doing. And it is that kind of invitation to change or die, which ultimately is ascension. And, die doesn't necessarily mean physical death, but it does mean total surrender. Does that make sense? Total surrender of what you know, who you are, of old systems, of old ways. And so this build up, this is a really important alignment for the collective. And it's about what happens within chaos. And in a way, my feeling is the other two, because the first 3 happened in a season in our consciousness that is the winter of our consciousness. So our consciousness has seasons. We've just come out of the winter. These other 2 are in the spring. And what the spring is always about, can you align? Can you align within the most crazy levels of chaos of truth? Can you allow your truth to be changed so that you ascend? Can you lose the concept of selfishness and just let yourself be your truth? And can you shine that and therefore become magnetic with it? And so I feel these next 2 are going to be about lessons of springtime, which are about alignment. And they're also going to mark, more changes for humanity. And, Eris also she's representative of that which was also suppressed with the feminine, creational power. Not being in the feminine center of consciousness. Because the feminine creational power is very chaotic. But it's also very calm. Remember, there is always, always, always polarity. And then on the last day of the month, the 29th, well, not the last day of the month, the very end of the month, on the 29th is a moon wobble, which I've never heard of before. But it's when the sun aligns in a square configuration with the lunar nodes. And it's called a moon wobble. And so that moon wobbles they can bring massively extreme weather patterns. And they can, there are times for really questioning or creating or making sure, reconsidering our direction of forwards. Obviously they're going to be emotionally wobbly times, but they're almost like the compass being reset. And again, what I see is that it's okay, the Amrita's back, the timelines are splitting, and this is one more opportunity to go, where do I want to be? Who do I want to be? What future do I want to be part of? What timeline do I want to be on? What do I choose? And I feel like that might be the moment where, like, yeah, the split gets a bit bigger. Does that make sense? And so really, 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 this whole month is about alignment. It's about choice. It's about, I think it being your birthday is amazing because I think it's about like, yes, I'm going to be me. I'm going to be true to me. I'm going to be me. I'm going to shine through all that is out of harmony with my truth about my reality. And I'm not going to be at the mercy of it. In fact, I'm willing to create chaos if I have to. I'm willing to roar. You know, I had a message a very long time ago that was like, one day the feminine is going to roar and then the planet is going to come back into balance. And I really believe this is that roar. This month is that roar. Are you going to be part of that roar? The roar of your truth. Doesn't matter what anybody else's truth is, the roar of your truth. And so this is August. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of August? I'm obviously going to give you lots of this guidance I've had, especially about like getting your magnetism as golden as possible because we want to connect to the golden age timeline. And so I'll give you that advice. But more than anything, it's about being in your truth, being true to you. Yeah, speechless, hey? It's amazing. It's amazing. It's part of what we're here for. It's part of what we're here for. And so, of course, August is an important month to go to where you're called. But if you want to be part of what Starlight's doing, then for the Lion's Gateway, I have been guided to hold ceremonies to assist with this Amrita magnetic timeline stuff in Avebury. But I've also been guided to hold at the same time to make sure that Held in Prayer, which is a ceremony we ran a lot in the winter, which is just the best way to stay high vibrational because you're literally held in prayer. So you're held, it brings you into a state of kind of total oneness, but not the shadow of oneness, the light of oneness. And so you're basically, your vibration is held in prayer by each person holding the prayer. Because the prayer is constantly held. And this, by far, is the most vibration stabilizing ceremonial thing I have ever done. And it's been very strongly guided that held in prayer needs to happen with a tuning in wherever you are in the world for the Lion's Gateway, which the guides are calling a magnetic awakening. You can either come in person to Avebury or you can be part of it as part of Held in Prayer, or both. But if you want to find out more about that, you can click the link. Really, 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 I think it's an epic thing to be part of just because, you know, Starlight has been working on this stuff for so many years that this is really part of why the Starlight Temple exists, is this particular wound work, this particular alignment moment. So you will be on the frontier, just because it's been kind of our big project for so many years. We've gone so many places in the world preparing for this and stuff like that. And so you can click the link and find out more. It is slightly different from the way we run Held in Prayer before, if you know Held in Prayer. And I will be making a vlog about that. But ideally, the guides want a 72-hour minimum Held in Prayer ceremony. So we would love to have you hold prayer or come to Avebury if you're called. If your DNA is going to be in Avebury, we're going to be connecting to that timeline like never before, and everybody part of Held in Prayer will also be connected in that way. So that's happening. The other thing that's happening is on the Venus Gate. Some of you will know every Venus Gate, the guys are doing these amazing online workshops on the Venus Gates where they literally download new Aquarian consciousness into you, and it's crazy because you just get really stoned off the energy, and it's always around a theme. And so this one's theme is around faith, but faith as protection, faith as the energy that can make you worthy of what you want, faith that actually can make you worthy of the Amrita that is returning to you, and protect the Amrita. And the guy, like, honestly, these Venus Gates, like, it's not like anything I've ever done before. You get really stoned and you're like, what happened? And then over the month, you just, this new consciousness unfolds and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm changing. And I feel like I am literally embodying the gifts of creation and manifestation because of them. And they're individual, so you can just book on, and it's within that Lions Gateway energy, so you can book onto that. And again, you can click the link to find out more about the Venus Gate. And yay to those of you that are called to the light work in Avebury. There's 2 more things I want to let you know about. At the end of the month, in all, you know, this light work in Avebury is then going on to Glastonbury, and then it's going on to America, where like literally the timeline is going to be rolled into the Freedom Codes, and then it's going on to Ibiza. So it's a huge light earthwork project. You can join any part of it wherever you are in the world if you want to come, but the lightwork part of it in America is happening while I'm at a place, an amazing festival called Camp Disclosure, where they've got these amazing speakers. It's like the most Aquarian high vibrational festival, and they've released online tickets because it's like there's so much important activation and energy coming through that it's like the festival just know that more people need to be able to tune into it. So now you can listen to the main stage online and receive all of that ascension energy right at the end of the month, when all of this like amazing you know, Aries stuff is happening, which is so important, because again, we need to be able to like harness the calm within the chaos. Otherwise she wreaks havoc on us, you know. But Aries and Pluto, definitely be high vibrational with your star being family and come to the festival in person. But that's happening as well. And I will put all of these links up at the end, but you can open them in other tabs. And then the final thing, and honestly, I'm getting so many. So the sign for this course is the butterfly, and literally I am being stalked by butterflies because this course is meant to happen. I'm getting I had a butterfly fly up through my heart center in a bar today, because that's how much the butterflies are stalking me. It's the course in channeling and connection. It is Starlight's training to develop your gifts of channeling and connection. There is no greater investment, in my opinion, in your spirituality, your ascension, your path, or your life than learning to channel and connect. Because when you do, everything becomes magical. Your guides can help you with everything, from your relationships to your health. Life becomes magical, life becomes beautiful, life becomes better, and you align with yourself and your path. And this year, because the butterflies are going so nuts, this year's course is going to, every year it's an upgrade. This year it's going to be such an amazing upgrade. Because also, you know, other than this light work and earth work, I've basically been guided not to hold anything. And I know that's because the course is going to be such like, right, you're going to become Aquarian channels. And, you know, there isn't anything else to say. It's channeling and connection. It's amazing. It's the best. For me, it's the best thing in the world. There are limited places because there's so much one-to-one care and love and support, and yeah, it's going to be on for the full moon. You know, October is the next big month. Think of that. It's October is when that final Aries Pluto square journey ends. So again, it's going to be another one of those like boom months. And there is nowhere I'd rather be than on the channeling course for the end of all of that. And so that's what Starlight has coming up. Lots of amazing offerings for your ascension. Please do whatever calls you. Please do come along. Thank you for saying that, Sarah. And yes, by the way, anybody that wants to repeat the course, highly recommend repeating the course. I do it every year because I become a better channel. Because you got to practice your scales. You might as well practice them in Magical Circle. And the card I have pulled for the month is Mother Earth. You are called upon to help with environmentalism. And I'm going to read at the end of Magic Month a message I had from Mary Magdalene that is about how important, how much we're called right now. Show up for what you know is your truth, and show up in ceremony this month as much as you can. In terms of the timeline work, so I'm just gonna see if the guides have anything to say, and then I'm going to also, I really want to give you practical stuff for August, because it's like we all know how good meditation is right now, but the first thing is every single day in August, and you can begin this practice now. In your daily practice, say, I choose for myself the greatest possible timeline. Show me the way, show me the door, and I will walk through. And saying this intention out loud will really align you with everything that you need to see and know. And sometimes it will be aligning you with parts of your energy that are still magnetically attached to that which you do not want, to a timeline reality, a timeline possibility that does not feel good. And you will know when you are magnetically attached, because when you have a conversation, when you read something, you will feel a drop in your energy, a drop in your vibration that is as if there is a swoop dragging you down. And what we ask you to do is reaffirm I choose the greatest possible timeline for myself. I choose for this to be my only possible reality. And then notice where your energy has leaked into that other timeline and pull it out. Imagining you are pulling the plug on whatever in your reality you don't like, whether it is arguing with a partner, or particular political landscapes and so on. pull your electric magnetic energy out of it. Imagining that you are pulling the plug and then sending your energy towards Sirius, towards the spiritual sun, which is bringing the greatest possible timeline into alignment with you. And as you send your energy towards, you may have a sense of evaporation happening. In fact, some of you may have a sense as you reaffirm ceremonially, calling upon the sacred power of your free will, which is your greatest power. You may have a sense of your mind, of your old beliefs, of your old memories evaporating. Celebrate this. And so this is the greatest thing that you can do for yourself this August. Do not miss a day. The whole of the month affirming that you choose the greatest possible timeline for yourself. Secondly, be in alignment. Be in alignment with your thoughts, your words, and your actions. Make sure you are not lying. Make sure you are telling the truth, and if you cannot speak the truth, then do not speak. For it is your voice that often puts you out of alignment. And so the other guidance that has already come through, and the guides might speak again because they're still connected. And yes, they're saying they're going to speak again about getting the feminine raw ready. So the other pieces of guidance that have come through for August is really try to eat well, drink lots of water, keep your vibration high. The actions that you show your body matter this August. It can be powerful to fast as well. When we fast, what we do is we create faith in ourselves. And so it doesn't have to be like fasting from food, but maybe if you're like having too much sugar, try and fast in a way that is possible. So you don't want to break the fast, but trying to fast from something, even if you're doing a few hours a day, it will really help to create this protection and this faith within you. In terms of the magnetism, so one of the things that Eris is known for is she really exposes like those that are sworn to false oaths and false truths, and this is why your truth is so important this month. And so it's very, very good to either, if you have a bath or if you can get in the sea, to regularly get in sea salt. You can mix it with Epsom salt if you want, or sea salt, and even if it's just over yourself in the shower, but only go neck down. And if you go neck down, then you will need to probably put some rose petals in water and do that over you afterwards. because it can leave you quite tired if you do it neck down in the shower. But yeah, regularly having sea salt baths or sea swims, but asking before you do for all false oaths to be released, to be evaporated from your system. All false oaths to be evaporated from your system. And then literally just allowing and noticing what is coming up in the map of your life and noticing how it is showing you a false promise, a false oath. Because that is where the magnetic vibrations are lowest within you. And that you are magnetically attracting to a timeline that isn't in your highest good, that isn't of your greatest possible potential. And so doing this, the guys are saying maybe every 3 days, and then going to bed, so doing it at night, and then in the morning, putting some water and rose petals and just pouring it over you so you re-energize, so you refill with love. Otherwise, you'll be very tired. And so this is a ceremony that can be done every 3 days. Should definitely be done if you're only going to do it once on the 6th, when there's that Sun-Uranus square, getting ready for the Lion's Gate. And if you're doing it in the actual sea, it can be done at any time, but do the roses the next day. And on the 6th, actually do it in the bath, or in the shower at home, so you can actually ceremonially really activate it. And the other thing that is recommended, and this is quite unusual, but I've been shown that one of the ways that you can help your magnetic alignment this month is to be taking liquid iron mixed with edible gold. And you can buy edible gold, and it's used for cakes and things like that. And you can also buy liquid iron. And what I'm showing is you get the portion of liquid iron, you mix in some gold. You want to have blessed and activated both of these. And if you sign up to Starlight's newsletter, I will send out in the next couple of days little video instructions on how to do that. But you basically want to place in them the intention that your own embodied, physical bodied magnetics align with the greatest possible timeline for Mother Earth and the Golden Age. And you are then literally ceremonially drink the iron and the gold so that your magnets become golden. And this should be a daily medicine ritual. If you really want to be a frequency keeper, a space holder, only have a little bit of gold. I've had this come through from spirit, and so I don't know how much gold it's okay to digest. I would listen to yourself. I would listen to what is right for you, and I would only use a little bit. But it has been guided. Also, wearing gold is powerful if you have golden jewelry and stuff like that. And so these are the practical things that I have been given. Please, of course, listen to your body, do what feels right for you. I will try and find out in time. You know, this guidance only came through today, so I'll try and find out how much gold is recommended in terms of the third dimension and the body. And I will share that in the newsletter email as well. And now, in terms of the raw, and so, dearest ones, what we will say in terms of the Amrita, and know that with the massive movement of the Amrita, it will create massive change in the systems of abundance and patriarchy, but also mean that you become more creational and able to manifest that which you need. And so with the calling in of the Amrita, connecting to this as part of your daily practice, although it is more powerful at night if you prefer to do it with a bedtime ritual. Simply calling your feminine magic back to you, whatever it means to you. Calling this back in to your belly center, and you can of course do this whether you are male, female, or priesty. But those that embody the feminine identity, it is even more potent for you to do this on behalf of the collective, and inviting it, welcoming it, calling. And then spending some time feeling your sexual energy dancing and spiraling. And in the first few days of August, although again you can do this the whole time, imagining this energy spiraling all of the way up into your throats. So really bringing your sexual energy into your voices. And for some of you, when you first do this, this will create a sense of choking, a sense of contraction, or a big release of emotion. For some of you, it will create yawning. And we ask you to keep it simple as an embodied visualization. And this will also be included in August's newsletter. And then doing a certain amount of time, in a way, gargling or playing with the sexual energy in the voice. And notice that as you spiral your sexual energy, your life force energy, alive with Amrita, back down. Your voice has become brighter, freer, more of the raw of your truth. And we generally ask you to do things every day because we understand that with this intention, you are likely to do these things more often. And so do not worry if you do not manage every day, but what we do ask of you is that intention, that affirmation, that invocation to connect, to align with, to choose the greatest possible timeline is done every day in August. And I am going to ask if anybody has anything they want to share or anything they are feeling. I will put up, so you can find everything on the website, but I will put up each of the events, and then I'm going to read this message. Some of you might have seen it already. So that's Lions Gateway event. And in fact, if you go to our homepage, you can find links to the channeling course, links to the Venus Gate, links to everything that Starlight is offering. I'd be very grateful if you would spread the word about this Magic Month and share it. I feel like it's very important that as many people as possible know about Magic Month, and particularly this month's guidance. And so please do let people know about it. And of course, the Held in Prayer ceremony, in particular, we have to have non-stop prayers for 72 hours, which means that, you know, we can have 24 people paying 3 times each, but we do need all times covered. And I'm going to read this invocation to you. And actually, you can turn it into the first person and use it as a call to the magic. But I think this message from Mary Magdalene says everything about what is about to happen in August, in our feminine consciousness, in our feminine energy, in our earth laws. Sisters, on this day, call all of your magic to you. Have no fear of this magic, for Mother Earth needs her wild, angry, horny witches to reclaim the wholeness of their magic now. Mother Earth needs your magic to live inside you. Do not fear any of your magic. Be untamed enough to call back the magic that was so powerful it destroyed everything. Forgive those ancient memories now, because when you can sit peacefully with the power that your magic has to destroy, everything will change. You will be unchained. When you can walk with your power to destroy, you will be able to face with fierce grace all that stands in your way. When you can hold that pure power within you, those that trespass upon your truth will only be able to bow to it. Those that break the laws of the land of nature, they will have to retreat, because you will be a guardian risen. When you can live with your power to destroy, the Great Mother will live within you. Creation and destruction are 2 flows of the same energy. Only in your willingness to claim the sheer power of your magic do you become fully creational. The Mother needs you to live this creational magic now, to become wild with it, so you can remind humanity of the laws of the earth and inspire the way home. She needs you to use this magic in divine anger and place impenetrable boundaries around all that is sacred about this life. She needs your ceremonies, your calm, your storms, and your praise to be her rules for freedom. She is your knowing of your truth, and you are the stewardess of the laws of life. Now is the time to be a mother to all children, to mother them with thoughts, words, actions, and magic that and preserves their birthright. May the milk of your compassion nourish the brave, the afraid, and the weary, so that peace begins. She needs you to become horny with magic, so that you can long the new earth she is dreaming into form. She needs you to want more. She needs you to be worthy of all that you want. She needs you to become the magnetic desiring of a world that is better than this. She needs you to become creational now. Beautiful woman, wild witch, magic one. If you claim your magic, you can recreate all of this. For you are the ones who do not simply live life. You are the one who creates it. You do not simply experience love. You are the one that creates love, which is the greatest creation. Remember now. Call all of your magic to you and create love. And for me, this message is an invocation to the Amrita. And it's happening because of the work we've done, and because we are ready, and Mother Earth is ready, and humanity is ready. And the work, you know, those ancient wounds, yeah, they're from when the feminine misused their power. And we've done many, 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 many years of learning that wasn't a good thing. We're not going to misuse it this time. Call it back. Because a new earth is being birthed. A new earth is being created. And the only way that can happen is magic. I hope your August gets you on to the greatest possible timeline in the most magical, ceremonial, powerful, creational way, because you deserve it. And I'll tell you what, you do that and you will inspire everybody else onto that timeline. All is well. I love you all. Please, 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 at least join Held in Prayer. This is really important. And yeah. Happy August. I don't really know what to say. This is August. Where do we go from here? I don't know. Will Magic Month even exist? Yes, it will. We'll be back. We'll be back for Magic Month of September, where the light work is still continuing, like August, September, October. It's like rollout of this timeline. So God knows more will happen, but be in your power. Your power is your truth. There isn't such a thing as, this is what the guidance was. There isn't such a thing as selfishness. There's only the truth. Be in your truth. That's your power. I love you all. I hope to be in circle with you all. If you're called, many, many magical Lions Gateway returns. And yeah, let's go buy some golden iron. Okay, bye.